Hi, I'm Captain Grant Coppin with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report. This week we've been catching some good reds over here in this little channel. I call it Hotel Channel. When that wind's cranking, we had a cold front come through. A lot of the water fell out. Water's been low, but this channel right here has been full of redfish. And then along Pure Oil, we've also been catching black drum through here, a few trout. Most of the trout have been a little bit further down along this edge, drifting either on a southeast or northwest wind. Just right along here, you kind of keep yourself along this edge with the trolling motor, about 3.5, 4 foot of water, popping corks and live shrimp, or just a gulp on a jig head, slowly bumped along the bottom or just off the bottom, catching some good trout and a few redfish occasionally through here and a couple of black drum. Over here, just north of the entrance to the canals and maybe a little bit south, right in here, been seeing a lot of big oversized black drum, catching a few keeper black drum, but you'd seen all these boats as I came up from the land cut just a few days ago. When I passed through here, both sides, there were boats on both sides with bent over rods, so crab, sea lice, just some dead shrimp on the bottom, and you'll catch some of those big ones. If you come down this channel here, there's a little cross channel right here, and it kind of dead ends into a cul-de-sac. When that north wind is blowing off this flat, this little cul-de-sac right here piles up with bait, and those fish come into here, and all you have to do is power pull down at the end of this cul-de-sac and throw your baits in here, and all the fish from this channel kind of head this direction, and you can really get them going in this little deep, it's probably 3.5 foot of water, but you just power pull down in the shallow and just throw into this deep hole. Over here in Packery Hole, man, this spot right here has really been holding a ton of fish. With the low tide, all the fish that are normally in this whole area right here have just kind of funneled down into this deeper water here. With that north wind blowing, that's when it's the best. When it kind of turns off is when the sun comes out, or it's just kind of partly cloudy with a southeast wind. These fish try to get out of this hole, but when it's howling out of the north and this water's real murked up in here, just get on the edge, throw a live shrimp, throw a live finger mullet, or just throw a lure. Like I said, the paddle tails with the white tails, darker colors with the white tail, or just a white color. 3-inch white gulp has been working real good. We've been seeing a bunch of drum in here, redfish, there's some trout, and they're just all mixed in here. But really, just get on the edge, power pull down, work your way down it on the north wind, and you'll catch plenty of fish. Back here in the Cayo, there's been some real nice trout been caught along this shoreline here. When that north wind starts blowing hard, this is kind of protected from it. You can get on this shoreline and just about knee deep, maybe a little above knee deep water, and throwing those slow suspending baits, some of the XL dines or the corkies, the just slightly suspended right above the grass or the mud, the shell. You catch some really good fish. And as you come down this edge here, it starts to get a little bit murkier, but this is where I've been catching a lot of good reds along here. Of course, usually when I have clients, we fish out of the boat, but if you want to get out of the boat and walk along here, you can catch some real nice fish. We power pulled down, we caught some reds, we caught some drum, caught a few nice trout. This whole place right here is pretty good. Some of it gets a little shallow, like right along here on the back side of Sandy Hook. But you'll be able to see this with the low tide. You'll see where you can and can't go come in here. And as you get close to this shoreline, go ahead and come off playing, because there are a lot of rocks in here to hit. So just be careful. Come in here, put the trolling motor down, and you can pretty much spend a whole day in here exploring this shoreline, catching lots of good fish. Back here in Alizon, with that low tide, all these back lakes are drained out, so the fish are out here along the mouths. They're out here right where the drop off starts along this shoreline. These reds are going to continue to have this pattern running up and down this shore. Here's another place where you can get back. Now, to get back here, you kind of got to get a skinny running boat, or get a kayak and come back here, and just what a lot of people do is they take their boat down here and park their boat in here, and then get out in the kayak or wade fish up in here and catch a lot of good trout. There's some monster oversized reds in here. We caught some big reds this past week, between 37 and 43 inch. But we've been coming in here and just catching good redfish with live shrimp if you can find it. It's been a little bit hard to find, but sitting at the mouths of these back lakes, especially on a north wind, when that tide is dropping and that water's coming out of those lakes, those fish will sit right around here and catching those trout in about knee-deep water.
Grant Coppin, thanks for watching.